Look at this.
Bam.
Whoop!
Jeez.
Boomer's 60-second roundup or whatever the hell it was. Man, that shit was fire.
Oh, Boomy. Put it in there. Oh, Boomy. 20. Yeah, let's go.
You might have to do most of the talking here today. My voice is starting to hurt again. Is the audio up?
Yeah, audio's up. By the way, they can hear us, by the way.
Oh, can they?
How we doing?
Girls on girls. Saying that money none of see through. Down on the mind, none of me. Girls on girls.
It's not girls on girls. It's girls like girls where I'm from.
Nah, girls on girls.
It's not girls on girls where I'm from.
Put a F in the chat if that new Drake album is just absolute shit.
I haven't listened to it yet.
What's happening, people?
I've heard bad things from people.
You heard bad things from people.
Honestly, I like Drake. I'm not afraid to say that, but I have not heard good things about this album.
Girls on girls.
What's up, High Dollar? What's up, J Rock? What's up, Dak? What's up, ATJ, Jesse, Drusiv, Kyle, J Rock? Say how you doing if you're here, if you're hanging out with us. I asked a question, Badaki. Who are you most skeptical of in Dynasty right now? You can see everyone's answers here in the chat. I'm a little bit sick. Been going through the flu. Bunch of other weird stuff happening all in my body. So if I sound weird, I'm sorry. No days off for your boy. If we don't work, nothing happens. That's the reality of owning your own business. But I'm here. I'm going to make the best out of it. How you doing?
How you doing? Most skeptical. I actually don't know. I like the answers people are saying. I mean, the first person that said Antonio Gibson. Let me see who that was. High dollar sign. I love that answer. I am skeptical on Antonio. I'm actually really skeptical on Trigger Trey Lance. I know a lot of the community loves Trey Lance. I'm not saying I don't love Trey Lance. I think that we have too high of an expectation right now on Trey, and maybe he won't be top 10. Maybe he'll be top 20. Maybe in the second half of maybe like lower 15, 18, around there. That feels a little bit more comfortable for me. But I still believe in the talent. But yeah,
the thing is for me with Trey Lance is he doesn't even have to be good to be a top 12 quarterback. Like Jalen Hurts wasn't good last year as a passer, and he was top 12.
And that's the hard part, you know, like that's truly the hard part. But like, are we going to say the same thing about Trey? Well, Trey's a great rusher, but he's a shit quarterback.
Well,
you know, like,
I think he's got better arm talent already out of the gate. So
for sure.
I think I've said this before. Trey Lance is my breakout quarterback of the year. So you're talking to the wrong person on that one.
Talking to wrong.
I loved everyone's answers. I mean, you said Antonio Gibson. I loved that someone said Cam Akers because I've been preaching that.
Give it to Cam.
F- from J Rock and Dak on Drake's album.
Drizzy Drake, don't listen to it. They say it's
terrible. What's up, JC? What's up, John? Jake says, I'm really worried about Sam Howell. A friend of mine hooked up with him in high school. And let's just say he doesn't exactly have BDE. That is one of the funniest comments I have seen in one of our live streams.
I actually have to take a picture of that. I might put that in the boys chat. Where is that? Hold on.
That is too funny.
Hold on, wait. I actually can't find it. Where is it? Where are you seeing this?
I'll take a photo.
Here we go.
Of it,
okay, I see it.
That's hilarious.
That's funny as hell.
Jake, welcome. ATJ says, honestly, seems
he said
like
no for real though.
he put that out there because obligated to do something. Feel that. Thanks, Nathan.
Classic.
All right, guys, you're all here. We're all here doing the same thing. We're going to do a Dynasty startup. If you have yet to do so, show your boys some love. Simplest way for you to support what we do is to drop a like on this stream.
You like that? You like that?
Do it for Captain Kirk. But appreciate if you guys could drop a like for us as we grow the channel every day. We are constantly working to put out the best content possible. At times we might fall short. At times you might not think it's good content, but I can always promise you that we're doing everything we possibly can to put out the best content, to put out the most relevant live streams, to hang out with people, to get in, you know, build a community in Dynasty, and I hope everyone sees that. So
yeah, all love. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure as always, drop a like, subscribe. I mean, 38 likes already with 42 people watching. Shout out to you guys. And we're growing and growing slowly, fast and slowly at the same time, in a medium pace, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Discord is
has
growing
its
as well.
seasons.
Yeah, it does have its seasons. If you want to be part of this mock draft, it's super simple, super easy. Link is in the description below. It says join Discord here. Click on that link, and that's where I'll be putting the Dynasty mock draft, Dynasty mock draft tab, and then I'll be putting the link there as always.
Yes.
But yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you.
Just a heads up, we are drafting tomorrow with our India League.
Ooh,
We use the
shout out to
NATO
India League.
alphabet to name our leagues, and this time tomorrow we'll be live streaming our real draft. You can see this is the draft board.
Girls on
It's
girls.
just ridiculous with this draft board. I'm
My first
probably
pick is
the
in- it's in
least
the fourth
active
round.
trader in this league somehow. Yeah. So
Fair.
that's going to be one hell of a time. Feel free to join
2023
us.
to the moon.
Then we have the Juliet League drafting in about 14 days now. We've seen some trades
Yeah.
pop off in there.
And we have the Kilo League nearly filled up already
Yeah.
as well. Let me see. Let me just double check. I think there's 2 more spots, if I'm not mistaken, in Kilo League. Let's see. 1.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Jay Steele, Mitch, Al Reels, Rob, Preston, Nathan, John, and AJ Thompson. Shout out to you guys for signing up to the Kilo League. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think 2 more people, maybe 3 more people.
Yeah.
Potentially. So yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm actually gonna send this link out right now, by the way. So once again, to join this mock draft.
Sorry,
join
just
any
quickly
mock
as
draft-
well. I know some people aren't able to fully stay for the mock drafts. If you're one of those people, you can't commit to staying for the mock draft. We just ask that maybe you join the next time that you can commit for the entire mock draft. And the reason we say that is because, these mock drafts are really for everyone to practice, to have a good time, to know what the ADP is, real life scenarios. And if you're only able to stay, till round 6 or something, it's not going to be accurate ADP for everyone else. So if you guys could just do us a favor, only join if you can commit to the mock. You don't have to stay on the live stream if you don't want. You can be on your phone or whatever, but obviously it's a better time if you're on live stream. But anyway, I just want to say that real quick before he sends out that link.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
We got some people who miss out, and then there's auto, and it's hard for those people. So
to join our mock drafts, once again, join our Discord. Click on the Discord link. Go to Dynasty. Damn it, in the Dynasty mock draft tab. That's where I always post a link. You can see all the following links that we post there. I think you can turn on notification here as well. I'm gonna send out this link here in 3, 2, 1. There it is.
So Badaki's sending it out over there in the Discord. Again, join our Discord if you want to be part of mocks like this in the future. Was going to mention as well, I put our Patreon link in the chat if you are interested in joining. We do have 2 spots left in that Kilo League. LT Gray automatically went on auto. I think that's a joke.
I think it's just smart. Like, just go on auto. You know who you're gonna take. Like, don't even waste time.
What's up, Kieran?
yeah,
What's up,
makes
John? William says Cup or Lockett Deontay in a second. I would say
Cup or
Cup.
Lockett Deontay in a second. Cup or Lockett.
I'm not even a
Deontay.
big Deontay guy. Yeah, I would say
Yeah, I
Cup.
like Cup, especially with that contract extension. Makes sense. What's up, John? What else we got? Herbert for the next supporter mock draft. Can we make it so we can make trades? That would be very interesting.
I just don't
Is there
know
like
how
a
long
way
that would take?
Is there a way that we? Yeah, first of all, we don't want it to prolong it, but is there a way we can just jumble trades, like automatically just have a draft
No.
where there's random trades? That'd be kind of
No,
cool.
There's not
if
a way.
that was
There's
thing.
not a sleeper setting to do that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Mitch said, "Dang, Kilo League sounds epic. Reminds me of the Kilo loadout in Warzone."
Yes.
OG, that thing never moved back in the day.
Like Kilo was epic for a second.
Then it got nerfed.
I see your question, Nelson. He says, quick question, guys. Would you all trade Debo and Javonte for Drake Brees in a 23 first? I think
Debo
I
and
would
Javonte.
take Drake Brees in a 23 first. It's actually pretty even on both sides. I think this
It
really
actually
depends
is.
on how you view Brees. I do view Brees as an elite running back in Dynasty. I already have him as my running back 3. Javonte finished as the RB17 last year, and we're all ranking him as a top 3 guy already.
Yeah, it makes sense. I actually like the Brees side as well. I would take Brees's thing because I like it.
I think it's
Nah.
even on both sides.
Not because of Brees, but I think I like it because of Drake. Oddly enough, me saying that I wasn't massive on Drake coming in, but I really like his landing spot and what's going to happen with the Falcons. So,
yeah. All right, so we are doing a startup mock draft today. It is SuperFlex. It is 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, not tight end premium though, and 2 flex spots. We're gonna go ahead and put everyone on the clock, 60 seconds, and then at some point we will change it to 30 seconds. I might try and talk a little bit less today because my throat's killing me with all these sicknesses I'm dealing with. I love that.
No, that makes sense.
I love that LT Gray.
I see.
Wait, what?
Wait, what happened?
Josh Allen just went at the 103. I love that from LT Gray, but I did not expect Allen to be there at the 103.
Yeah, we are going to 15 rounds as always. Jesse says, I took over an orphan team in one of your leagues. I'm saying, can I be in the Kilo League or only one person? So I'm assuming you're asking if you should be, if you can go be in multiple league. Absolutely. Since you already signed up with us, send us a message on Discord and we can tell you how you can go about those steps. But it's as easy as editing your tier.
Yeah.
And then going from there. But send us a message on Discord and we can tell you how to go about that a little much easier.
Okay, this is an interesting one already.
Wow, here we go. I mean, I was trying to draft why not Russ, you know?
That's pretty early for us.
Why not Russ, you know?
We're taking Russ over Kyler and Lamar.
I'm taking Lamar, I'll tell you that much.
That is wild.
Girls
I want to hear
girls.
from HD in the chat. Why
high
Russ?
definition.
Why Russ over Kyler and Lamar? I'm curious. I'm all about Mahomes. He's my 101. I don't know if I could take Herbert over Allen. A lot of interesting. This board is so interesting right now. We see Russell Wilson as a 5th player off the board.
Russell Wilson. I mean, historically, if we really want to go there, historically, Russell Wilson has finished as a top 10. I think out of those 7 years, he's finished as a top 6 quarterback.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, he technically is up there. But, yeah, I mean, you have these younger quarterbacks like a Kyler, like a Lamar, that maybe we should be targeting over Russ. But historically, Russ has finished as a top 5 multiple times. So, makes sense, but at the same time.
Hey. Okay, Jacob. Thanks for the sub, bro.
All love.
I don't know what Jeek's gonna do. I've never mocked with Jeek. That's the problem here.
Maybe we should change the sub thing and be like girls on girls.
It's not even girls on girls.
And then the money, none to see through. You know what's funny? When Drake albums came out, I was like, well, everyone's saying this album shit. I'm just gonna listen to Certified Lover Boy, and I just started listening to it again. I was like, damn, girls on girls.
I'm gonna try a strategy here.
Let's see. Let me see what you took. Oh my gosh, Kyle Pitts with 111. Nah, not for me. Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Kyle Pitts. Let's see what Martin does here. High dollar sign, which I'm assuming is HD. Yes, it is. Russ is in a good spot, and I didn't think he'll make it back. I think he finishes above Kyler and Lamar. Always scares me. I guess because they're both mobile quarterbacks. I don't know if you have any other thoughts about that, but I can see. Steven there said, I think just introducing a random aspect to someone still likely to go in the first. Maybe. I'm assuming that if you are talking about Russ. JC, do you guys think Russell's spot in Denver is better than Seattle? DK and Lockett are damn good wide receivers. I think a reason why they are pretty good is because of Russell Wilson, in my opinion. But
what was the question?
I like Denver as a whole. JC says, do you think Russell going to Denver is better than Seattle? I like the team as a whole. I think it's a better defense. I think it's a better offense.
Sure.
It's a better offensive line. There's more weapons there. Obviously, Cortland, Jerry, KJ.
I would personally say that I think there are more weapons. I don't know if that means more production. I mean, I think DK is the best weapon on any of those teams. So he does lose like the best weapon.
For sure.
Sutton
I
and
hear
Judy
you.
are not on DK's level, but Sutton, Judy, Patrick, Albert O, and KJ are a better overall wide receiver room than what he had in Seattle. So I think he'll probably be just as good.
Yeah.
I don't know that
hear
we
that.
see like quarterback one finish for him, but you know, top 6 is still definitely within the cards.
Yeah. Kyle says I'm ashamed, but Dak likes that song so much. She don't. You know.
I like the song
what
too.
song?
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what song I actually really like is
Down the clock.
Poppy's Home. Na, 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 na. That's I can only play the.
Wow, sorry. Could you do that again? I'm just gonna Shazam that.
I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, but that song is because like at the beginning of that song it goes, you know, that hurt you. Na, 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 na. That one, you know, like it's actually such a good song. I really like it. But that's probably my favorite song on that album.
I don't know what to say.
It's called Poppy's Home. I did say that, by the way.
So sorry if I sound disgusting today. Sorry.
Now you're chilling. Hi, Dallas Sign said, "Why is everyone so low on Russ?" I don't think we're actually low on Russ. I think it's just like in a dynasty standpoint,
Yeah.
you kind of want to target the lower, the younger quarterbacks. You know,
It's not as if Lamar and Kyler aren't elite quarterbacks anyway on their own right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a redraft league, I'm actually taking Kyler and Lamar over Russell still. They're both younger guys, haven't gotten their first, you know, contract extension yet. I like the offenses that they're both in. So, you know, I would say Russ, you know, for me is more of a 111 to like a 2-4 quarterback. But that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how late CD went and how early Eckler's gone. Eckler over Javonte as well.
Yeah, very
Might
interesting.
fit the strategy, you know, might fit the strategy we're going for.
Where we're at, OMG, this is a mock draft, not a real draft. We're doing a real draft tomorrow with our India League.
Yes.
Yeah, India League tomorrow.
Real
so
draft tomorrow.
we'll see how that goes. Austin Eckler, Jalen Hurts, Javonte, CMC, Mark Andrews, and Jalen Waller. Tigre with a fantastic start there. AJ Brown and T Higgins. See what Cole does here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that someone started with Josh Allen, Javonte, and T Higgins. That's kind of ridiculous start.
Yeah. Look at me.
DK off the board.
Let's see what HD does here. I think he might be switching it up here.
Yeah, he's trying a different strategy. Let's see how it pans out here.
Going Russ, and then he takes Debo. Okay.
Debo.
I don't think we've ever drafted with J Rod Pats.
I don't know.
Shout out to
Maybe.
you, man. I feel like we haven't.
Nelly
drafted with him.
Big Belly. I like that username. Jake looks like maybe someone new.
Yeah, how's everyone's weekend? What's happening? What you guys do for Father's Day? Anything special? You spend time with your dad or a father figure? Maybe you know, there are some moms out there that was a mom or like a dad for you guys, you know, like there's some people that have that.
Any moms out there that were moms for you guys?
Any moms out there that you were that were dads for you? I mean, there's a lot of people. So I think it's such like a hard situation because, you know, there's some people that don't like have dads and like
Sure.
their mom was their kind of mom and dad figure in a weird way.
Makes sense.
Ellen's laughing at me.
I think she has a right to laugh at you right now.
Girls on.
It's pronounced Jake like steak. Okay, Jake Martin. Jake. Is that how you actually spell it? Or is
Jake.
it just... That's just a fun way to do it, maybe. Can see Deshaun's still on the board. Really showing
Deshaun is still
people's confidence level in him right now. Or lack thereof.
And then there goes Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson off the board. Latest news on him, who knows? I mean, what the hell is happening with him?
Well, the latest article I read saying that the chance of him being suspended for a year is highly likely now.
Yeah, I saw that as well, which is what we've been saying.
Yeah, and I think they were saying that like this is the reason why the commissioner example list was created, just so they can give themselves time to really understand what's happening, and to make the right decision. So we'll see what happens.
I don't really expect Justin Fields to be here in a real draft, but I'll take him. I don't expect him to be there though in a real draft. I was gonna try to do a hybrid. I was gonna go young with my first 2 picks and then vets with my next 2. But if Fields is there, I would obviously change strat. But
for sure.
Let's just see how this pans out then.
Girls
welcome, Jeff. I'm glad you got into a mock.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man.
Makes sense, Jake. That makes sense.
Yeah, Kyle says, I'm becoming more confident about Watson, confident he won't play. And I agree, you know.
Same.
I think if you have Deshaun Watson and your league is still kind of unaware of what's happening, or maybe still has that belief that he's going to play, I would try and sell right now if possible. Or you can just hold, wait for the year.
Yeah.
Wait out a year, and then that's also another like conversation we're gonna have coming back into next year. He's another year older. You know, do you really want to invest in a guy that technically hasn't played for 2 years? He'll be 27 then. Is he going to be the same? There's going to be question marks. And I don't think we've ever seen a guy 2 year removed from football that was like a high quality of an athlete, you know, like a high tier guy, a superstar that didn't play for 2 years and then come back and like just picked off where he left off. I think that's really rare, and I'm interested to see if that's possible. Michael Jordan. Vic? OMG said Vic? True? Was that 2 years though?
Yeah, that was quite a while, yeah. I'm gonna take ET in here. A lot of people aren't gonna like. I'm taking him this high. I don't care. Fight me. Let's see how we go here.
I thought Vic was 1 year. But maybe it was Vic.
I don't know, man.
But at least, I mean, the question is, you know, like, is dog fighting bad or 66 women bad?
Well, porque los dos.
They're both bad, but like, it's in a society standpoint,
I think both are pretty damn bad.
No, I'm not saying they're not bad, but like, you know, which one can somebody really come back from?
Right.
Which we've seen Michael Vick come back from that. You know, he's been on TV now. He's an announcer, and he kind of breaks down some games or whatever the case may be. But like Deshaun, that's not okay, you know.
Yeah. Well, neither of them are okay. Yeah, I get it. Jesse says Watson screwed him in the league. I feel the same way. Luke says, what do you guys see in Justin Fields? We have been big Justin Fields advocates on this channel, and we're aware that there's not many people who believe in him. For us, we loved what he did at Ohio State. Love his athleticism. Arm talent is absolutely there. And he can be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We still wholly believe that. If you look at his first year, it really wasn't set up well. The first game that he started, how many sacks? Was there 9 sacks against the Cleveland Browns? Offensive line was in a really bad spot. Allen Robinson was hurt most of the year. Terrible coaching, terrible game plan. I think they really set him up to fail. I like what they have done this offseason, even though they haven't put the best weapons around him. I like what they're trying to do. They didn't love the offensive players that they saw on the board. It was a defensive draft. They went defensive. I think next year is when they're going to try and draft a lot of weapons around him. But specifically 2 games that I want you to look at if you don't like Justin Fields is the first one versus Green Bay. Okay.
That's week 4.
No, that was towards the end of the season. He threw 2 picks. He threw 2 touchdowns. I want you to watch that game. And I want you to watch the game versus the Vikings, which was also later in the year. Both of those games, I like what I saw from him. Yes, he threw interceptions. He made some questionable plays. But you see the arm talent. You see the athleticism. You see what he can do in the run game. I believe versus Green Bay, he had over 70 rushing yards. And versus San Francisco, that's another good game to watch. He had over 100 rushing yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. You can see his athleticism. He slowly got more and more comfortable. The game slowed down for him as the season went on. Now, there's still a lot of things that he needs to work on, but love his athleticism. I'm not ready to give up on him on year 1. And I'm going to stop talking because my nose is just getting more and more full of mucus.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I guess just to build off of that, you know, let's not count him out right now. Yeah, it probably was a terrible, in our opinion, not in our opinion, but in the fantasy community world, opinion is like, well, you didn't help Justin Fields and you missed out on opportunities as head coach, as a defensive mind head coach. And this 23 class is stacked. They didn't have a first this past year. They did have a second. Maybe they was like, you know what, let's skip this year. The class is not as strong. We do have a first in 2023. We do have our second. I'm pretty sure they do have all their picks. I don't know if they've traded any other picks in the past in 2023, but I do believe in Justin Fields in this organization. Yeah, and I hear everyone's argument. They did nothing to help him this year, but maybe it's just not this year.
We're such an impatient generation as well with rookie quarterbacks. If they don't perform well year 1, they're just not good for some reason. People are like, oh, he's a bust. You know, how many generational quarterbacks did not perform well year 1? It's not a small list. So it takes time for guys to develop. I mean, Josh Allen wasn't all that good in his first year either. Neither was, I mean, if you want to go back, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was awful. He was one of the worst seasons you'll ever see. Takes time.
I know, I know a lot of people are comparing, because I see it in the chat, like people are comparing him to Zach Wilson and what they're doing.
Sure, the Jets definitely set up Zach Wilson better.
Yeah, but the Bears were in shambles and the Jets had draft capital. They set themselves up for those 2 past years to bring in people. You know, it was Elijah Moore, Michael Carter, and Zach Wilson in one draft. Then you have Brees, Garrett Wilson, and Sauce on the other side. You know, with Jermaine Johnson, they had the draft capital. What did the Bears have? They had a draft. They had to move up to get Justin Fields. Yeah. And trade away
what the Bears did was they set themselves back as a franchise when they traded for Mack. The amount of first-round picks they lost in that deal, whereas the Jets set themselves forward when they traded away Jamal Adams and got all those first-round picks. So, just 2 franchises who had different assets at their hands. So, tell me any free agent wide receiver that would have wanted to sign for Chicago this year. Of course not. I mean, they wouldn't have been able to sign free agents this year. No way.
I won't be surprised if we see Justin, depending on how the board is falling and where the Bears finish. If we are saying that, you know, they can have a top 10 pick, can Jackson Smith and Jigba go with Justin? You know, don't they have a little bit of history? Yeah, I think they might have a little. I think they played together for like a year. Could be wrong.
Sorry, what was the question?
Jackson Smith and Jigba and Justin Fields, did they play together at all?
No, not really. No, he wasn't really on the field. You're on the clock, yeah. Mostly Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Right, okay, never mind.
I hear everyone's concerns, and all I can say is just keep letting him drop in real drafts. To me, I'm happy to take the risk on him as a prospect. So I'm aware of the risk reward there, but I'm more than happy to take the risk on him as I have. So.
All it takes is 1 year to get some. So funny. I'm just reading the chat. I'll take Darnell Mooney though. Talk it up, Scary. Come on.
Darnell Mooney's gonna have a great year.
I feel like Herbert kind of messed up with a realistic of a rookie year. 100%. It's very skewed now, and I think that's what we all seen. Justin Herbert can do it. Why can't we? And he did it in the COVID year. Where he didn't have the proper startup, you know, he didn't have the proper OTAs, he didn't have the proper meetings, and
such unhealthy expectations for
sure
people to have of rookie quarterbacks nowadays. It's unfortunate.
Luke said, that being said, do you think Mooney will have a wide wide receiver 2 low end or wide receiver 1 status this season. We
Say
actually
2.
we actually just did a video on it where I brought up perspective. Don't want to go too much in detail. We'd love you to watch in our redraft channel, Luke, if you don't follow our redraft channel. Just Fantasyland Football. Maybe Zach can put that in the chat.
Sure.
But I do believe he could be a mid to low end wide receiver 2, where you're probably going to be drafting him. But I think his upside potentially, if everything goes right, obviously probably low end wide receiver 1 in my opinion. Last year 140 targets, and that was with Allen Robinson on the field the majority of the time as well. So I would be on the lookout for Mooney for sure.
Yeah. Gibson off the board there. Definitely understand people's concerns around Fields. And look, at the end of the day, some people are going to be right. Some people are going to be wrong. Some people
we're going to find out.
Either gave up too early, or some people stuck to their convictions and it worked out for them. We will have an answer. I mean, here at the 5'11", I don't know how I don't take Chris Godwin off the board.
Gosh, I remember the one draft I traded back not to get Chris Godwin, and he still fell to me, and I still had to take him.
He still falls so much.
Yeah. So we have, let's keep up with the board here, see what people. So DJ Moore, Jerry Judy, Cam Akers, Deontay, Garrett Wilson over Treylon Burks. Yes, I did take Garrett Wilson over Treylon Burks, not because of the asthma, just because Garrett Wilson was my wide receiver 1, and I loved where he landed. Antonio Gibson, Aaron Rodgers, Chris Godwin. Now Jake Martin, which is pronounced like steak. Jake
like
is
steak.
on the clock here. Kind of looks like a win now team. Najee, Dak, Devontae, Travis Kelce. Let's see where he goes right here. Yeah, John said Bears set themselves up for next year. Most cap space in the NFL in 2023.
Yeah. I understand what they like. I understand the moves they made. I think it makes sense, the moves that they made.
And once again, the 2022 class wasn't as stacked as this 2023 class is going to be. So don't be surprised if we see some really good talent going to Chicago next year. Scary says Trey Lance and Mac Jones are the 2 quarterbacks that landed in my favorite situations. I'm off Zach Wilson, Fields, and Trevor Lawrence. That's fair. I guess you can think about the team that's already there, the players that are already there. I'm actually a big believer in every one of those guys, oddly enough, outside of Trevor Lawrence. I'm not a huge Trevor Lawrence fan. I think that's because of his landing spot.
I like Trevor Lawrence. I'm still on the Trevor Lawrence train. I'm not ready. Again, like, if we're going to say that about Fields, I think we should say the same thing about Trevor Lawrence. And he was in an even worse situation than Justin Fields was last year, and they did more for him this offseason than I think the Bears did for Fields. And I did like Lawrence better as a prospect. What's up, Yoki? What's up, Dom?
Scooby-Doo?
AT says, I hate when organization invests high draft capital in a player, but the support isn't there. Andrew Luck, for example. Sure. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, at some point you have to build a complete roster. It does make it difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, T-Law was a generational prospect. That's 100% true. And he still is that same guy. He just...
Well, I think that's the problem.
I always say this, but if the biggest news from your team that year was that your head coach was getting twerked on at a Chili's, that's the biggest news for your team. That's a problem, guys. Who can succeed in that sort of environment? So now we got a head coach who, developed a guy like Carson Wentz. Helped him reach MVP status almost. So
yeah, it's going to be very
much more competent crew in there. And yes, they overpaid. They overpaid, but they got better as a team. They got a lot better as a team.
Yeah. I'm on the clock here.
You are on the clock.
Kenny P. All right, let's see. What am I going to do here?
AT says, by the time a great offensive line was put around him, injuries and rehab already took their toll. He's talking about Luck. Sure. Jay Stump says, yep, him and Luck have been the best quarterback prospects in the last 20 years. Agreed. Laquan Treadwell, RIP. UT says the coach seems like he had fun. Scary Hour says Deshaun Watson and Urban Myers walk into a bar. Who gets the happy ending? Probably the bar for the publicity that they would get from it.
Well, that's 200 IQ because it's Urban Meyer's bar, at least according to that video.
True, that is his bar. It's not actually a Chili's. I always just say he's twerking out of Chili's, getting twerked on out of Chili's. Hi, welcome to Chili's. If anyone knows that Vine. But hey, shout out to the 63 people watching the stream. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Whether you're a subscriber or not, algorithm maybe brought you here. Whatever the case may be, drop a like for us.
You like that?
I appreciate you.
You like that?
Every like does help grow the channel. And consider subscribing if you like the content. Go ahead and might as well force yourself to keep watching our terrible takes by subscribing.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna get some water real quick, but my nose is
Nah, do you think
me.
we had a little run of wide receivers? Hollywood, Bateman, Williams, Moore, Keenan, Mike Evans, then JJ, and Amari Cooper. How's everyone feeling about anyone on the Browns lately? Are you guys still kind of investing in them in any single way, or are you just like everyone is dead there? You know, because I'll tell you my thought process. My thought process is, honestly, they're all dead to me. You know, like I love David Bell. You know, we every single year we loved in David and Njoku and hoping. But now with the Deshaun Watson talk, I don't want anyone on this team. Not even Kareem. Not even Nick Chubb. It's hard to kind of move forward with these guys, and I just want to sell each and every one just for any value. You know, for anything I can potentially get. Like, for example, I traded David Bell straight up for John Mechie just because I was like, you know what? Like, I just don't see a pathway anymore. You know, they're probably going to sit on Deshaun for a year, see if he comes back next year. And then, you know, what's going to happen? It's just so tough. It's so tough. Said we like David Bell. Scooby said I like David Bell. Luke, Ripvine, love Chubb, hate the rest. Terrified. Don't want nothing to do with them. Browns RB will be fine. Pass catchers take a hit for sure. Even with Nick Chubb, I was scared. You know, like maybe they'll lean too much on that. Like, I guess before they had Jarvis and Njoku and they had OBJ at the time, so they can really stack the box. But now I feel like just put everyone on the line. Just stop Nick Chubb because Jacoby Brissett ain't gonna be throwing in the ball. Seems bad. Seems like Kareem. Still like Kareem when he gets traded to the Rams. Oh, okay, that's a big one.
Well, I don't know if you saw the report. What Kareem said. He wants to retire in Cleveland.
Yeah, he does want to retire in Cleveland. I just asked a question like, how does everyone feel about the Browns? I'm on the clock here. Sorry, like how they feel about. Damn, I want an AJ Dillon there. That's who I went for. Sorry, let me just make a pick really fast.
No,
you know what? I'm going to take this. So my question for everyone was like, how do they feel about the Browns? Is there anyone that they want to keep? Is there anyone trying to trade? Like, are you just going to trade everyone away? Is everyone dead to you in the fantasy perspective?
Right. Yeah, I think you and I have kind of taken the stance of in Dynasty. I just want to avoid Browns now.
Yeah,
because
that's how I feel right now.
We're sitting here like, you know what's funny is 3 months ago we made a video and I said the worst case scenario is that he doesn't play this year. And I remember everyone was saying the worst case scenario is 4 to 8 weeks. I was like, no, the worst case scenario is he doesn't play. And now we're sitting here and the actual worst case scenario right now is that he might not ever play again. He probably will, but the actual worst case scenario is that he actually might not ever play again. Think about how much new information we learn each week about this situation, how many more cases come out. And if he wants to fight all these cases individually, that could take multiple years. And if he's got open cases, what is the NFL going to do? Are they going to take him off the exemption list? I don't know. I don't think so. So, you know, I just think that's a realistic scenario that we should discuss more often, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's the hard part. And I see, like ATJ said, it's kind of hard to believe that he was going after Massage Pollard for that long and continuing to allow him to continue to get sessions, knowing that he was a supposed predator. But like, I don't know if you watched the Pat McAfee show. Apparently, there's like a number that, maybe this is hypothetical, but apparently every team has like a security. So like, if they have any problems, if they have something that comes up, they call that security and they can deal with that problem. And I think there's a lot of talk saying that, well, this head of the Texan security knew what Deshaun was doing, and maybe was potentially like either giving money on the side or something was happening. It just seems very sketch, all that's happening right now. That's why I just can't justify how, like,
hey, you know what's crazy? If it was one case, we would be like, oh, that's kind of sketchy, man. Like, who knows? I mean, it's one person though. If it was 5, we'd be like, oh, 5 is a lot, you know? 5's a lot, guys. You know, that's the conversations we'd be having.
Yeah.
Now we're sitting here almost potentially 60.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not normal. Like, regardless of what you think about the situation, there is a problem here. Regardless of what your thoughts are. There is some problem. He had some sort of effect, negative impact on people's lives.
Yeah, it's weird. And I keep thinking of Shannon and Skip. He was like, Skip, if I go around and said hi to 10 people, everyone said, did Sharp say hi to you? He's like, yeah. Sharp said hi to you. He's like, yeah. That's 10 people. That's believable. 66 people? Skip? 66 people telling me I said hi to them, and I'm only telling you there was 10? Somebody got to be lying. You know, like,
Right.
you know, what the hell is happening? Damn. 2 people that I was hoping to come back, Mooney and Gabriel Davis, is gone.
By the way, Dom says, while you're on the clock, Dom says, what do you guys think of the Terry situation? Scary Terry. Well, Ron Rivera's come out and said that they're not going to trade him. I think people sometimes underestimate how much Terry means to this organization. We've been in a terrible spot for a long time. Terry was one of those guys who came in during his draft class and instantly became a leader on the team, brought in some culture. He's one of those players who's not only the best player on the field when he's there, but he's also the best player in the locker room. And I just don't imagine that Washington would let him go. Now, they could, but they've come out and said that he's not going anywhere. I think they'll get a contract sorted. I don't see a way that he doesn't come back personally. But the good news for you if you own Terry is, okay, good. He gets a contract. I have long-term security. If he gets traded, good. He goes to a better team probably. You know what I mean?
Like, where would he get traded? You know, like, that's the question we keep saying. Like, better
honestly,
team, like, I don't
really know that it matters if he goes to a different team. Like, where could he go? Tell me a team that he could go where I could say his value is less.
Someone just said Terry and Debo are the same. Well, where can he go? The Giants. His value is definitely less there.
Sure, okay, but that's a little bit unrealistic. They've drafted 2 wide receivers back-to-back years in the first and second round. Give me a realistic spot. A realistic spot that would worry me.
First team that come up to me are the Texans. I do believe that maybe they'll trade.
That doesn't make him worse in my eyes.
I'm trying to think of another team, to be honest, that's worse. I can't really think of one, to be honest. But there you go. Maybe that's the answer, because I can't think of one.
See what I'm saying? Like, there's not a team that I can think of where I'm like, damn, if he goes there, he's worse. The teams that we keep hearing is Indianapolis. Doesn't get worse with Matt Ryan.
But I guess those
Green Bay gets thrown around. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I guess those aren't like. Maybe it doesn't get worse because right now what we see is like, if he does go to Green Bay, it doesn't get worse for sure. But once Aaron Rodgers retires,
sure,
that's another question.
I say the same thing about a lot of scenarios. You know,
yeah,
where else could he get traded? I'm trying to think in my head. Like, would Buffalo make the move to get like a true elite 2? That doesn't hurt them. What about, like, okay, Carolina. You send him to Carolina, that is probably the worst case. That is a one team I could point to. Even if he gets into Jacksonville, I would love him in Jacksonville. Minnesota, great. I can't think of many other teams that that it would be worse. I mean, Browns would be up there with one of the worst situations with Watson's thing. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't see a reason to really panic on Terry personally.
Nah, it can definitely be interesting. I think the first initial thought process, maybe, at least from now that I'm thinking about it more in depth, I'm probably not as scared of Terry in his first year. But like, if he goes to a team that does have like an older quarterback in question, then maybe I'm not as confident, you know, like the Colts, like maybe the Vikings.
That's the hard thing with Terry,
like,
though, is people,
like Davis, you know, like
people
this.
will
We don't
never
know the
be
quarterback,
satisfied.
right?
People will never be
Yeah, for
satisfied with
sure.
Terry. That's unfortunate. Not only you, it's just in general. Just people will never be satisfied with Terry.
Yeah, I hear, and I think that's maybe this is too big of a comparison, and Terry is definitely a little bit better, but like, can we not compare Terry and DJ Moore's career in any way? Actually,
no,
we can't. We really can't, because DJ was a first-round pick,
Sure.
if I'm not mistaken.
Both
I
have
think
been
it's
number
hard.
ones. I think analytically, you'll find that Terry's probably been the better wide receiver.
Yeah.
And if you guys are DJ Moore truthers, stay tuned for a video. You're not gonna like it. We recorded a video today, and I talked about DJ Moore, and I promise you will not like it if you're a DJ Moore truther. But I think I bring valid arguments, and I hope that people can see that.
Let's get some questions.
10th round here, and I don't see any running backs that I really like. So as weird as this might be for guys, I only have one running back. I'm just gonna keep taking. I don't want to take Devin Singletary here. That's disgusting. Do you know what I mean? By the way, I'm gonna change it to 30 seconds.
No worries.
So I'm just gonna keep taking the best value on the clock as well. I'm gonna say just like that's probably what I would do in a real draft. I'm not just gonna fill. What did it just do?
Went to Kareem Hunt.
Well, that's not what I was gonna do, but it literally put me on auto draft straight away for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm gonna get to some questions. Nelson, call me crazy, but I'm really high on Gabriel Davis next year. My friends have been calling me insane. I'm with you. I don't know if Zach is super high, but I do believe in Gabriel Davis. I do believe I guess in a I bet you can kind of compare him to a Mooney, but more of a wide receiver too. I kind of made a video on him on our redraft channel as well, just kind of saying how he could be a breakout. So I will definitely go check that out.
You know, my question for the Gabe Davis truthers out there, I think there's good value with Gabe Davis. Where do we stop the bar? And the question I want to ask is where is the hype coming from with Gabe? Because outside the playoffs, this is someone who's averaging like 7 points a game last year. There's more competition now this year. It's not like the competition got worse. I don't understand the Gabe Davis hype. How many games has he finished over 15 points in his career? How many games has he had over 50% snap share?
Yeah, and that was like the argument. Like when he's on the field for more than 50% snap share, he's averaging. I forgot what the average, but he was averaging more than 10 plus fantasy points. He was averaging 6 targets. He was averaging when he had the opportunity, and when he didn't have the opportunity. And mind you, this is a guy that was only playing 50%. You know, this wasn't the guy that was getting the full workload. So what happens if he's getting 80% snaps, 70% snaps, and on a consistent basis? And you know, you said there was more competition. I don't think there's more competition. You know, like they bring in Jameis, but I don't think Jameis.
You don't think Jamison Crowder's better than Cole Beasley?
Maybe in a career standpoint, yes. But I think if I said this in my take, Jameson and he played like 16 games in the past 2 years, or 16 games in the past something years. Like he can't stay healthy. He's a good veteran wide receiver to have on your team that can bring upside just in case, you know, like somebody's hurt or whatever the case may be. He's a good depth piece. I don't think he's going to be somebody that's taking a lot of snaps away from Gabriel Davis. Where, and mind you, like Gabriel Davis is a good wide receiver too. We're not saying he's a great, not you. I guess the community believes that he's a wide receiver 1. He's a top 12 guy. Like, I think that's too much. Like, I think he can be a good like 15 to 22 ish. You know, like with the high, that's the high upside, especially where we're getting him. Sure. You know, like where did he go in this draft?
He went at the 8.5.
At the 8.5. Well, let's count 1, 2.
So I don't know if I can take him over Juju, and some of the other guys that went off the board. I don't know. Like with Gabe, I mean, are we also forgetting that they just added a pass catching specialist running back in James Cook? Then are they just not going to use James Cook?
This is wide receiver 36. He went a wide receiver 36 at 8.5.
Yeah. As
a wide receiver 2. I hear you. Like maybe.
I think Jamison Crowder's an upgrade on Cole Beasley. James Cook is going to be more involved than people might realize. Dawson Knox broke out last year. OJ Howard's there again, which, you know, shit on OJ Howard all you want. I understand, but at one point he was a top 5 tight end in fantasy.
He was a first round.
Shakira. If we believe what we believe about Shakira, so I don't know. I'm not anti Gabe Davis. I'm just anti this narrative. Man, there's going to be this huge reliability from him this year. Consistency. Like, yeah, he's going to be good, but he's not going to be good every week.
I think he will be more consistent than we've ever seen him. You know, I think he will I think once again, I think he can be a good 15 to 25, 22 wide receiver shit. F me.
Yeah.
A good 15 to 25, and like he hasn't finished there before. Well, I think he finished. Let me double check where he finished this past year. I can't think of remember off the top of my head. Gabriel Davis. He finished wide receiver 58. You know, and. Yeah, he
finished wide receiver 58 last year. How many targets did he have?
He had 63.
Quick maths.
So but he was also wide receiver 3 on this team.
So he had under 4 targets a game last year.
He was technically the wide receiver 4 on this team because.
So this is why I'm asking the question: is everyone's hype on him from the playoffs? Because you can't tell me it's from anything else other than the playoffs.
I think the hype is from the playoffs and the opportunity that's coming his way. Because the two
and I'm okay with that narrative. I'm okay with I think they he showed a lot in the playoffs and now he can take a next step and he can be more involved. But this whole narrative of last year was great for him is complete nonsense. Like last year was terrible for Gabe Davis. Did you want to start Gabe Davis any game last year? Probably not. But now we're saying he's going to break out. So I think he can be a consistent guy. He's more a wide receiver, a mid wide receiver 3 in my eyes, low.
Yeah, and that's how we're drafting him here. You know, he's going on this team. He was a wide receiver 3 on Nelly Big Belly's team.
Yeah.
Being drafted
Scary
as a wide
Hours.
receiver 35.
Scary Hours said Gabe Davis is going super high in redraft, top 15 to 20 wide receiver.
That's too much.
I don't get that, you know.
I think if you draft him as a wide receiver 3, you can get him as a wide receiver 4, or like to be like your flex, and then he can have. The thing about Gabriel Davis is like the value that you can get him at, and his return I think is great.
I just struggle with the guys on the board. Like, we're really taking Gabe Davis over Cortland Sutton. Like, we're doing that.
Well, this is the lowest we've seen Cortland.
We're taking Gabe Davis over Juju and KC. Over a first-round wide receiver. I don't know. That's where I'm struggling.
Here. I'm talking too much. I don't know who to draft now. For
like,
sure.
I'm okay with Gabe Davis after some of these guys. Take a shot on, but there's no way I am not going to take Sutton over Davis or
Mm-hmm.
probably Dotson. I know people don't like him because went to Washington. Everyone loved him before the draft, but now he's at Washington. People don't like him.
People don't like him. It's Washington.
Which is fine. I understand why.
Nah, for sure.
But I don't know. I get the prospect, but it just doesn't always work out the way we think it does. And
For
some
sure.
people, again, just like with Fields, some people will be right, some people will be wrong, and that's okay. He will be a wide receiver 2 this year, AT says. So that means he has to finish top 24. Let's see.
I think that's possible, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe not
Sure.
for you, but
It's possible.
I think that I do believe that is possible for him coming into this year.
I mean, so many things are possible. Rashad Bateman could potentially be a wide receiver 1, right? I'm trying to think of all the things that are possible. Darnell Mooney could be a wide receiver 2 this year. Allen Robinson could be a wide receiver 2 year. You know, so many things could happen.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy could break out. So it's within the realm of possibilities. But what can you do?
Definitely see. Definitely see.
Dak says
Okay.
Gabe Davis over Sutton and Juju for him. I just don't get that. I don't understand, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know about Sutton and Juju, but I don't even think I have Gabriel Davis higher than them in my rankings at the moment, and at least in a dynasty perspective. But I definitely agree that he can be a good high upside guy.
I saw AT's comment, like, you know, has Allen really ever passed a running back like that? Well, why? When has he had the incentive to? Now he has a pass catching specialist. You know, has to be a reason why they drafted James Cook. We'll see. Look, I'm not anti Gabe Davis. I'm just anti this whole he's top 15 narrative. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree on that. Like I said, the community is definitely taking it too far.
You mean the
I like
community as
him.
in like as a whole?
Yes, the community as a whole, like you said, the community is saying, let me just take my tight end here. The community is saying, you know, he's going to be a top 15, no doubt about it. You saw what he did in the playoffs? He's going to break out. Like he has Josh Allen, which is fair. Like I agree that he could be a breakout. I think within once again, a breakout from wide receiver 15 to like the 25. So, you know, like that feels comfortable
Sure.
for me.
And he's connected to Josh Allen. Great passing
But
offense.
a
It
top
can
15
happen.
A top 15 is too much for me. I think his ceiling is 15 and his floor, you know, obviously is probably like 35. I think that's really comfortable.
Yeah. Is it not at least slightly concerning to anyone? Oh, I don't know why. I just want. Okay, what the heck? It said it was on auto, so I turned it off and then it autoed for me. I'm so done with Sleeper. Does it not worry anyone that he was out targeted by 2 players who were over the age of 31 last year? Just me?
I think like, I mean,
Cole Beasley was 33, 32, and I'm pretty sure the same can be said for Ole Miss. What's his name?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Anyway, it's probably gonna come off as like me being anti Gabe Davis, which I'm not. Gabe Davis is my wide receiver 46 in Dynasty. So obviously, if he's gone as a wide receiver 36 here, I wouldn't be on the same page there. But
Honestly, bro, I have him lower than you. I have him 47, but I believe in what's coming. I think that's the difference.
yeah,
But like, yeah, I'm not taking him over Juju. I'm not taking at the moment over Jahan Dotson. Brandon Cooks, I'll potentially take just based on value. Like maybe like George Pickens, I can think about. But hold on, I'm on the clock here. But yeah, I think to your point, you're saying like, are we concerned about him and like about these other people that he was getting out snapped or outperformed? I wasn't. You know, I think they were trying to go for that win. You know, they were trying to go for that Super Bowl push, and they thought Emmanuel Sanders and Cole Beasley could have been that guy for them.
yeah.
And maybe they didn't trust in Davis at the time, or
Those are all great
maybe-
combos, though.
yeah,
I love it.
But at the same time, like
love it.
he showed out. Like he was like, shit, you ain't. They
In the
hurt.
playoffs, he did.
In the playoff, there was like, this is why I'm a good wide receiver. Put me in, my guy. I'm
Sure.
a good wide receiver too. And he had an amazing playoff run, but yeah. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Could be a trust thing, Kyle says.
What's up, Jacob? Dak said to clarify, no way I'm taking Gabe's over Sutton and Juju. Okay.
Yep.
Kyle says, I'm trying to trade for guys like MVS. I'm trying to trade guys like MVS for Davis. Right. No one's going to do that, though. Let's be real. You never know.
Yeah,
maybe someone will. Jeff says, I really don't like Henry this year as a Pats fan. He was too touchdown reliant last year, and I think Smith will have a bounce back.
Hey, once again, another thing I said in one of our videos. You should look at again the mustache part 2. Jonnu Smith was on there. I hear you.
People were not happy with your take, and I thought it was good.
People weren't happy, but I'm following the money there.
Yeah.
Jonnu and Hunter Henry tied for the 5th highest paid tight ends in the league, and you telling me that they're just going to be done with Jonnu Smith after that 1 year? No way. I completely agree with you.
Round 15 is the last round,
Henry.
by the way. This is the last round right here, round 15.
I believe in Hunter Henry, but I also believe that both of them can be fantasy relevant.
I love that Dom standing with me. Deshaun went in the 3rd. Freaks number says, so dudes, I got Cup, Debo, Higgins, Walker, Jacobs, Damian Harris, and Gage for my starting lineup. Half point, 1 quarterback. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Does look.
Is that redraft or dynasty? Clint says, I'm worried about Treylon Burks now. I'm not worried too much just yet, but I understand the concern.
Clint, were you worried about Jamar Chase when he was dropping the balls?
Are you asking me or?
No, that's the Clint, brother Clint. But
all I'm gonna say is, if you guys, this is what I think is more important than anything. Did you have a conviction on Treylon before the draft? You know, I'm just gonna make a stupid pick here. Anyway. Wow. Let me ask people, like, did you have a conviction on Treylon before the draft? Did you watch his film, and did you fall in love with the potential of what you thought he could be in the NFL? If the answer is yes, then don't allow your conviction to be swayed so easily. If the answer is no, then you never liked him in the first place. And now this just gives you more ammunition to avoid him. Okay? For me, Treylon was someone that I watched, and I do think the NFL, guys like Debo, guys like Cordero, have kind of paved out a really nice role for him in the NFL. We see guys do this all the time. Kind of, you see teams try to recreate. It's a copycat league, right? So for me, I do think Burks can be successful in the NFL, and I am not ready to let my convictions on him go because of this asthma issue. But if you never had conviction on him, now's your time. I'm out. I don't want any stock of him. Someone like me, I would feel confidence to go trade for him right now. So, you know, that's where I stand on the situation.
Yeah, we just gotta, I guess, wait and see what happens. We'll find out this year, but I don't think it will be as a smooth. I believe in Treylon, his talent. I just don't believe it'll be as smooth sailing as people believe it will be. I think a lot of people are saying AJ Brown, you know, he's not as hurt. He has better ankles or better knees, and he's the Debo plus AJ Brown, and he's just gonna pick off where AJ Brown kind of left off. I think it's just gonna take time, and I think that we might. I don't know. Can Ryan Tannehill really build that chemistry that he had with AJ Brown with Treylon Burks? So it's gonna be tough. We'll see.
I mean, he was able to do it with AJ in his first year.
Yeah, exactly. So just gotta wait and see if that's gonna translate with Treylon.
Yeah. It is a wait and see moment for sure. All right, guys, we have a redraft mock that we're about to do.
Talk it up.
So redraft mock, I will paste a link here in the chat. If you guys want to join us, if you want to keep chatting, if you want to keep mocking, we're about to do a redraft mock. This is what it looks like here. PPR mock draft, old Travis Kelce. Looks like he's doing a shit. Shout out to Travis though. Holding it down for everyone. Anyway, I think everyone drafted pretty well.
Yeah, I think so as well. You guys are killing it. I'm just getting ready to go live on the other channel here.
Trying
guys,
to see if there's any team that like I specifically don't like. I don't know. I mean, I would say the quarterbacks are real rough here at Team 9, but the rest of the team is pretty damn good. Maybe you just build, you find quarterbacks later on.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good win now strat here from Dak. Jeek's got a nice little mix of everything, really. Wide receiver depth's a little questionable. I think everyone did pretty good.
As always, you guys are killing it. We are currently live now on the other channel. If you guys want to either start transitioning there, but we do have a redraft channel. As you can see, Zach has it up right now. My face is not on because for some reason my face can't be shown here and on the other stream, which is weird. So I have to turn it off.
Yeah.
But quick questions: Debo or Waddle? I think we both say Waddle.
Yeah, I would say Waddle on Dynasty.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel pretty confident in
Creek
saying
stopper.
that.
Chase or Eckler in 223 first.
Chase.
Interesting. Chase or Eckler in 223 first. That's tough. I think that's fairly even in my opinion because I really love the 2023 class. But
I would say Chase.
yeah,
is just the
I would
more
have to go
sure
Chase.
asset.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Just more sure with Joe Burrow there. No draft grades today, Drew, because we're going straight into the redraft one.
Yeah. It's hard for us to do draft grades. Those take another 20 minutes, and then we have another mock draft. We already recorded a bunch of content, which we need to edit. So, won't be any draft grades today. But like I said, I think everyone did pretty well.
Yeah.
Kyle says, here's my thoughts on Burks and Chase last year. AI said it best. We talking about practice? We talking about practice?
We're talking about practice, my guy.
Anyway, I'm gonna paste this link here in the chat. Come join us over there on the redraft channel. We'll be live there in about 5 minutes. Drop a like on your way out. Thank you so much for your support. Bunch of content coming this week. Real draft tomorrow. 2 spots left in our India follower league, or in the Kilo follower league. If you want to play Dynasty with us, patreon.com/fantasylandfan. Make sure that you look through the entire tier. Ask any questions before you sign up. All right. Love.
Deuce.
See you on the redraft channel.